G'day, Builder Jim. Doing a tutorial on plaster cutting. So, pretty straightforward process, easier than you probably think in some scenarios and harder than you might think in others. What you're going to need, or you don't need this, it's super handy, is a plaster square. That is super handy because it does this. Sits on top, and that's square. That's your straight line. Easy to that. Next thing you'll need, Stanley knife, pencil, chalk line. Easiest thing to use I've found is the chalk line. Blue chalk on my bald head, can see it easy. Red chalk, harder to get off. Black chalk is usually oxide. Blue chalk, easiest to come off. That's about it, and then a plaster saw. What are these suckers? Right, I've already done my little sheet with my measurements on it, so might look like one of my boys' school pictures, or maybe worse, but it doesn't have to look pretty. The measurements just need to be accurate and clear. So this is the shape that we're cutting out. Excuse me. So first things first is we've got to cut that plaster lengthwise. We've got to make it shorter. There. There. Blue chalk. Drag it out. Flick it. Put our line. So again, one man band. This is how you can do it all by yourself. Stanley knife. Now all we're going to do, I'll show you something. This is a piece of standard 10mm plaster in Australia. This is what it's made up of. Paper layer, and then you've got the plaster in the middle. All we do when we cut plaster is slice through that first layer. Yeah? That first layer of paper. That's one cut. I'll show you. Ready? Slice through here. It'll fall over. You don't need to go scoring it and cutting all the way through. So, one go. Knife. Get nice and low and level with it. A little bit of practice obviously makes it easier, but you should be able to get that like pretty close on the blue line. Next, lean it forward, tap it at the back. Done. Over. Easy as that. So you'll notice, all I did, was cut one side of the paper, broke the back of it so it folded over, and then just cut the other side of the paper. Not hard, we're not doing much at all. All we do is put a single line in that plaster. It's as easy as that. Alright, so that's got our width right. Now simply because of the way that this has got to stand up for me, it's going to be a lot easier if I flip this sheet around and work from the other side. As good as our plaster square is, you only really get one go at it. If the plaster sheets become any less than 1200, then you can't use it. This is 1200. So if it's sitting on here, yeah, and your plaster's only this big, well, that's going to get in the way down the bottom there, isn't it? So find it easy to use 11. You could use this and just have it sitting above, but I like 11. Obviously, when we're working with plaster, you don't have to be anywhere near as accurate as when you're working with timber. It's much more forgiving when we do our base coats. And what I'm doing here is I'll just draw it out what I need to cut before I cut. And I'll check it again, because I don't want to be wasting time. That's why we measure twice and cut once. Somehow I've done a line 5mm different over there, and that put that one out as well, so I just redid them before I cut them. Yeah. Another quick trick I want to show you. If you're working on a construction site, every chippy will know this. If you're doing some DIY stuff at home and you make a mistake, this is a recommendation. So we do this, chippies do this on site, so you know it's your line, because a lot of people put lines everywhere. That's my line that I want to cut. How do I, if I've cut another one here, sorry, if I mark another one next to it, how do I know which one? You put a tick off to the side. So we know that's where we're cutting. That's our tick. Easy as that. Next tool, plaster saw. Unfortunately, we can't use the same cut one side of the paper trick because we're cutting out a U shape. So obviously we can't break that. So you've got two options. Get your Stanley knife and hack through and hack through and hack through, and get a plaster saw. Okay, so I've gone down one side, down the other side with the plaster saw. Back to the same old trick at the start. This next one, I like to do the longest one. Same trick. That's our shape.